The Bucks went to Gainbridge Fieldhouse, downtown Indianapolis, and they beat the Pacers. And this was notable because it was Myles Turner's return game. He, of course, left the Pacers after last season, signed with the Bucks in free agency, and he got a video tribute before the game and was booed every time he touched the ball. Booed throughout the video. We'll get to that part of it in a second. First, let's watch Giannis knock down a 17-foot jumper at the buzzer to give the Bucks a victory on the road in Myles Turner's return game.
Switched out on him. Giannis with the back down. The paint away. Nice.
That's an outrageous shot, by the way.
With zeros on the shot clock. Giannis with the game winner in Indy.
He's awesome. That was awesome.
That call was funny.
And
nice.
He made it clear after the game, like, yeah, I want to win every game, and I love hitting game winners, but this wasn't just a Monday night game. That's my teammate, and he spent 10 years here, and to watch him be treated like that, that doesn't sit well with me. I want to win every game, but I really wanted to win this game tonight for Myles Turner. After the game, reporters gathered around Myles Turner in the locker room, and I like this. He didn't try to pretend that it didn't bother him. I like it when athletes, just people, show vulnerability. Like, tell me about your real feelings, man. I don't need you to act tough all the time. Like, a different player would sit there and say, I don't care, it is what it is, and I don't even hear the fans and blah, blah, blah. I like it when people acknowledge what I would imagine would be the truth, which is, yeah, that stung a little bit. Here's Myles Turner talking about getting booed last night in Indianapolis.
It was disheartening, man. It was frustrating. You give 10 years of your life, your blood, your sweat, your tears. You take pay cuts. You survive trade rumors. You try to do everything the right way, and then sometimes not stuff shakes out. It's cool. I take it on the chin. I think a lot of people will say I said things, but I think a lot of people want to formulate their own narratives and spin it to whatever they want it to be. But it is what it is, man. Like I say, you take it on the chin, just move on.
This is one of those things that I've been talking about forever, and it's just I recognize I'm in the minority. Like, your average fan just does not view this stuff the way I view it. And I got it. I'm not even trying to convince anybody of anything anymore. But this is always my argument when John Calipari's at Arkansas going back to Kentucky, or when John Calipari comes back to Memphis. With few exceptions, I don't understand. I mean, I understand it, but I can't get on board with just relentlessly booing or heckling or generally being mean, to put it in third grade terms, to somebody who was that important to your franchise and didn't leave you necessarily because he wanted to, but because the franchise that he spent 10 years with, they lowballed him.
Yeah, I mean, he felt disrespected. You heard in his quote, you take pay cuts, you survive trade rumors. So He clearly left because he felt disrespected by the franchise.
This is regarded as fact. The contract he got from Milwaukee was not a contract the Pacers had ever put on the table for him.
Yeah,
he wanted. I don't know that he wanted to stay with Indiana. I can't say that. I can't get inside his head. But everything I'm about to say is true. If he wanted to stay in Indiana, based on the offers that were presented to him and his representation, he would have had to take a pay cut to stay there. Now, the Pacers side of it would be, we were negotiating, we were going to get there, but he wouldn't sign with the Bucks without even allowing us to counteroffer.
Yeah.
Bro, pick up the phone and tell us you got this offer and you're going to take it if we can't match it. And I get that on some level, but also, again, circling back to stuff we've been talking about this whole show. These are humans with emotions and egos. And you've given everything you got to this franchise for a decade. You know your value to this franchise. You know your value to other franchises because you know what Milwaukee is willing to give you. And your current employer that you've worked with for 10 straight years is haggling with you.
Yeah.
Is making this difficult for you, is rather than make you feel good about staying, making you wonder whether you should. So would I have picked up the phone or had my agent pick up the phone and call the Pacers and say, listen, I don't know what you guys are doing, but we got a Milwaukee offer. It's this year, this amount of money, and you ain't nowhere close to that yet. And I don't know if you want to get close to that, but just know that if you don't, we're on our way out. Would I have made that phone call, asked my agent to? Probably. But I can also understand why somebody might say, because think about what this is when you are a free agent. It's a recruitment. People are pulling you in different directions. And if you got one franchise who is telling you, we love you, we'd love to have you, we want to put you with the best player in the world, and we want to give you this many years and this much money. And the other franchise that you've been with for 10 years is like, yeah, well, we'll see. We got to, get back with me next week. And, like it was 3 years, 60 was one of the offers sitting out there for Myles Turner from the Pacers. That doesn't come close to what Milwaukee. So you get an incredible offer, and they're making you feel good.
Yeah.
They're saying, we want you. Are you sure they want to keep you? Are you sure that the team you've been with for 10 years, are you sure they want to keep you? Because they're not acting like it, but we're acting like it. Giannis wants you. We want you, and we'll put our money where our mouth is. And they haven't yet. Would I have picked up the phone and made that phone call? Sure, probably. But I can absolutely understand why somebody else might be, what the hell with this, man? I've been here for 10 years. We could have had this thing done at any point. And y'all still lowballing me in offers? But I got this other franchise over here with the best player in the world saying, please come be with me for more money than they want to give you. Man, let's just get out of here. I get that.
Yeah.
I get that. And if for Pacers fans, again, I can't tell them how to feel, not even trying to. I can tell you how I would feel. I would go into that arena and I would say, maybe it all could have been handled differently and better. And maybe the truth is he just wanted out of here no matter what. Mm-hmm. But it is also true that we did not do everything we could to keep him. And I can understand why he would leave. And I am not going to hold him to some standard I wouldn't hold myself to. I guess that's always been my baseline on this stuff. I look at these things and I go, what would I have done if I were that person? And if it lines up with what that person would have done, I find it difficult to be mad at them. So we talked about this leading into the Memphis, Arkansas exhibition. John Calipari, right? He's the Memphis coach. I'm a Memphis grad and a Memphis fan. I wanted John Calipari to be the Memphis coach forever. I hated that he was no longer going to be the Memphis coach. But if I can take all that off and just go, what would I have done if I were John Calipari from Pittsburgh, who had worked in Massachusetts and Philadelphia and New Jersey before? What would I have done if, for the first time in my life, a big blue blood school like Kentucky said, we want you to represent us? What would I have done if I were John Calipari in the moment? You know what I'd done? I would have taken the Kentucky job. 99.9% of people in the world would have taken the Kentucky job. So I found it difficult to get mad at John Calipari because what am I getting mad at him about? He did the same thing I would have done if I were him. That just logically doesn't line up with me. Same thing last night. What would I have done if I were Myles Turner? I've spent 10 years somewhere and they're dicking me around. Meantime, the franchise that just won a championship a few years ago, has one of the best players in the world, is telling me how much they love me and showing it me with a contract offer. What would I do? I'd probably go too. Mm-hmm.
Now, to give the fans just a little benefit of the doubt, he did go on a podcast and say some bad stuff about Tyrese Halliburton, but I still would have given him a nice ovation.
Yeah, how about this? And just so I can prove to you, I'm not just saying stuff. I mean, I wasn't in the stadium, but Jacob deGrom made his return to Citi Field this past season, pitching for the Rangers. Jacob deGrom, longtime Met, two-time Cy Young Award winner, has given me some of my best baseball experiences of my adult life. I was not mad at him when he signed with the Rangers, and I would not have booed him or done anything but cheered him when he came back to Citi Field. Because similar to the situation with Myles Turner, when it got time for Jacob deGrom to make a decision, the Rangers had one contract on the table, and the Mets had another one, and the Mets did not line up with the Rangers. He would have had to take less money to stay in New York. What would I have done if I were Jacob deGrom? I would have left. Hey, I love it here. I'm not trying to leave, but if they're going to give me 2 more years and $75 more million or whatever the numbers were, well, then I got to go. What do you want me to do? I would have done the same thing. So I can't be mad at him because I would have done that. And if I were a Pacers fan, I would have lined all that up in my head. Myles Turner, I liked him while he was here. I don't like that he's not here, but I understand why he's not. And so I'll just politely applaud. But that's a quest I've been on for years. And, Bennett, I don't think I'm ever going to get to the finish line with this one.